What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 6 of the Player Base Podcast. Episode 6 already. I am your host, Mulzak, and with me I have, again, with our guest for the second time here, Angry Muffin.
Hey guys, I'm back. Didn't think you'd be this soon, did ya?
And we today don't have Xotic, unfortunately. He woke up a little too late to talk about the topic. But we are going to be talking about all of our first impressions from Minecraft Dungeons.
Yeah.
It came out today. Me and me and Muffin, woke up at 6 a.m. to download it. We started playing at 7. We have about 3 hours on the game, right?
I'd say about 3 hours, yeah. So we've put some time into it for sure.
Yeah. I believe we're both level 13, 14. We've went through 5 or 6 dungeons.
Yeah, we went through the 2 Sagis, we went through the cactus place, Redstone,
Mines,
Pumpkin Patch.
Pumpkin Patch. Yeah.
Yeah,
So about
so
5. About 5. Well, what was the most recent one we did? Was that the cacti one?
That was Cacti, yep. Cacti
Okay.
Canyon.
Okay. You want to start it off? You want to say anything you thinking about?
Yeah, well, if you guys didn't know, which you probably didn't, I've never played a Minecraft-esque game, period. So for me, this was actually my first time playing anything related to Minecraft, and I'm pretty satisfied with the outcome. This game reminds me, I mean, obviously anybody who's played Diablo, you'll get Diablo vibes, but in the Minecraft setting. So I really enjoyed it, and I think this game is going to be something I play for quite some time.
Yes, I truly believe as long as the player base is there, they said that they're going to continue to update this game for years. So I truly believe this game could be like, if they treat it right, and I'm sorry for everyone that's going to get butt hurt over this, but I truly believe it could be like the next Destiny. I don't know if you've played any Destiny, but um, its community, it have you played Destiny?
I haven't played Destiny. No, is it similar to like this kind of the way you play it?
I
Or?
mean, Destiny is a first-person shooter, but
Hmm.
it's still like a they add a new raid every year. You get a new story with an end boss, and like it's not dungeons, but it is dungeon-esque, I guess you would say, when it comes down to the raids, because you're going through beating different bosses and puzzles and stuff like that. So but the thing about Destiny is it's I believe 6-person raids. So what I honestly truly believe they could do with this game is make it an MMO type game like Destiny is, and eventually, hopefully, we could get like a boss battle with 10 people.
That would be pretty crazy. I think right now it's only up to 4 people, right?
Yes, I do believe so.
We didn't get the chance to do 4 people, but we did manage to have a team of 3 to start out with, and then me and Mulzak ran duos essentially for the remainder time we spent on there.
Yeah. We were running with Blue. You guys might remember him from the last episode. He can't be here right now. I think he's doing some kind of chores. We tried to get in contact with him. He had to leave. But I just want to throw out that the weapon variety in general is truly something to look into. It let's see, you got the glaive, which is a really wide range of attack. I think it's probably my favorite so far. You got the regular sword, and then what you had the cutlass. That's
So there's a
the
curved
pirate.
sword.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
and
it's kind
then
of similar attack-wise, I'd say, as the regular sword.
is it?
Yeah, I don't think it was much different. Like it was the same swinging, you know. I think what happens is maybe you get, I think what it really comes down to is the enchantments that come with these different weapons.
Yes, definitely. So then we finish off the weapons list. I think it was daggers and sickles. That was the other two.
And then and sickles were very similar to daggers as well.
Yeah. I think that daggers attack a little faster, and sickles have a little bit more range to them, but they're very similar. But yeah, the enchantments is basically what brings life into these weapons, because every weapon you get has a different set of enchantments. It's always random. And then plus on top of that, like my legendary daggers I have right now, like it just will randomly freeze enemies because they're frost daggers.
Yeah, Mulzak was just destroying enemies with those legendary daggers. To get a weapon like that this early on, and then he had that strength potion. Woo!
Mhm.
He just destroyed like the redstone golem boss, if you guys have gotten that far, in like 2 seconds.
Because yeah, I have an ability right now that's it's basically a strength and speed potion at the same time. I didn't know if you noticed that either, but
Oh, I noticed.
it's speed also, so it's strength and speed. And my daggers go from like a hit every 0.5 seconds to like 0.2 seconds.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of like customization in terms of the weapon type, the enchantments you place, and then of course the different artifacts that you also carry on your character.
Yes, yes, very much. I'm kind of blanking on what I was gonna say.
Well, I think we should talk about, character build, how that all works. So obviously you've mentioned the weapons part. And we've mentioned that there's enchantments that go with it. And those enchantments are very like there's a lot of different enchantments. So like I think I was using my sickles with the Chains of Olympus enchantment, as I like to call them. And it just will bind the enemies together and freeze them, kind of like the frost. So that's just one of the enchantments
Oh, stomach, you're cutting out, buddy.
that will go and
You're cutting
so
out, buddy. I didn't.
oh,
I
am I
didn't
cutting
hear.
out?
Yeah, I didn't hear any of that.
My bad.
But yeah. Go ahead and just like kind of say that over again, because I think you're good now. I just none of that came through.
Yeah. So I was saying that I was trying to talk about the character build. So you can definitely build your character in a variety of ways based off the weapons, the enchantments that are attached to those weapons. Also the armor too. The armor can also have enchantments that you're wearing, and there's a wide range of armor that we saw while we were playing.
Yeah, definitely there is, because what were some of the abilities on armor? Like shoot, I don't even remember, to be honest. I think mine was made me move faster. I think that was mine.
Yeah, I think I had one where it was the magician's robe or wizard robe, and
Yeah,
it gave me deflect. So like it would deflect projectiles, like 30% chance of deflecting projectiles.
because what I remember is the enchantment on my daggers made me when I killed somebody, they would go faster. So every time I killed someone, that they would slightly go faster, and I just keep building it.
Yeah,
And
you were
then
super fast. You were like
and
freaking Flash
then
Gordon.
my bow, I have the enchantment to where it bounces off of enemies. Like, so whenever I shoot an arrow, it'll bounce off of multiple enemies.
And there's a variation of bows too. Like I had everything from a heavy crossbow at one point to the scatter bow, which was what I ended up using the most, because it shoots like multiple arrows instead of just one at a time. There was a trick bow, which you later were using, which had like bouncy arrows, or they like
That's
they
what I
would
was
go
gonna have to say, is we gotta bring up the trick bow.
How did
So
that work?
basically, I would shoot the bow. It would go in front of me and bounce off the ground onto the enemy.
Yeah, it was trippy.
It works the same way as a bow. It's just like a little fun effect.
But I think didn't it have some kind of ability too, like where I think it would bounce off enemies and hit other enemies.
Yes. So like, I don't even think that this was an enchantment. I think it was just a ability built into it, because I would shoot it, it would bounce off the ground, and then it would bounce off an enemy and hit another enemy.
And then I saw one was a rapid bow, which allowed you to like every time you hit an enemy, you would shoot the arrows even faster or something. Was another one that we came across. My
I know
personal
I
favorite.
had. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say my personal favorite was the scatter bow, and then the enchantment that it came with, and I didn't see this enchantment on any other bow, so I've literally just kept it this whole time. Was that bomb effect? So like, what would happen is when you first level it up, it's after every 5 shots, but I've maxed it out now, so after every 3 regular shots, it would do an explosion effect and damage nearby enemies.
Yeah. Something that I have to mention is that the Enderman. I have to mention the Enderman. Okay, so we were in, I think it was the soggy swamp, right?
Soggy Swamp, yep, first level.
And we had reran it. We were going on the second or third highest difficulty, or second or third lowest. I don't remember.
It was third, level 3, I believe.
Level 3. And then we go in to where the first Enderman is in the game. We retreat because it's too powerful. And then it teleports on top of us.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's just because it's an Enderman that it did that, because what happened was we went into like a cave or little dungeon area. So it's like a different area, you know? And it teleported out of that area into the other area that we went to go relax for a second. So it was quite the moment. If you guys want to see it, I am going to post a video later, either tomorrow or probably tomorrow, so you guys can check out that little Enderman scene. But it was super fun.
It was great. You can hear the laughter in our voices, even though we were terrified. Uh, I will tell you, it did follow us because it was an Enderman. Because in the game in Minecraft, the Enderman teleport.
Yeah, which can bring us to the next part here is enemy types.
Yeah, we have a wide variety of enemies. I mean, let's start off with our creeper.
Yes.
Just as deadly as in the normal game. If you don't get out of its way or kill it before it explodes, that explosion, it's probably one of the deadliest enemies in the game.
Oh, for sure. Hands down.
You have to be looking out for that creeper. Skeletons, I mean, they shoot you from a range, but they're not really much of a worry. Zombies, they're only what's the word I'm looking for? Deadly. They're only deadly in hordes. Like that
Yes.
one level where we had mob spawners.
Yes, the spawners. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, that was really fun. I think that was Redstone Mines that had the mob spawners, right?
Yes, yes. And we just had like hundreds upon hundreds of enemies, which luckily with my little bow, which I have found flame arrows too. At that point, flame arrows are just amazing. You get like 5 when you load it, I think. And man, they do some serious damage.
And at this point, I will say that I had a better ability than this, but I had a totem that I get to place down and it heals everyone in the area. But before that, I had a healing spell, I guess you would call it, and it would heal me plus the people around me. And I think that actually worked a lot better because the totem, it heals people over time, and my spell, it healed us automatically. Yeah.
Yeah. And these abilities are called, I believe, artifacts in the game is what they're called.
Yeah, I think so.
So you can get a wide variety of those. And as with any item, weapon, artifact, everything has different like rarities. So it's quite possible that healing one that you have where it was kind of slow and didn't work that well, since it was a common, it's quite
Yeah.
possible as you find a higher rarity version of that, it might be way more effective.
Yeah, definitely. I bet like a gold version of it, I bet it'd be a lot better.
Yeah.
Where did we leave off? Spawners and zombies. So we also have baby zombies, and they have the chance to be baby zombies riding chickens.
Yeah, I saw that. That was funny.
It's probably one of my favorite ones that we've had. There was, spiders, cave spiders. I never got to test out if the cave spiders poisoned you like they do in Minecraft.
Yeah, I was killing them too quickly.
They
They were
they were
one
just like
hits.
they were one hits. They weren't really that hard, which makes me think that maybe they did poison you if they were that easy to kill.
Hmm.
Um,
Those dudes that are purple and they throw like poison or something, those guys can be pretty tough if you have a few of them throwing poison around you.
yeah. I just call them witches. I don't really know if they are or not. What was the one mini boss that we always I cannot remember its name.
Was it the one that would like spawn tombs that would like
Yes,
bite on
yes.
you? Oh man, it was called and something endeavor and
I can't remember. And we just got done playing, but I cannot remember.
yeah, me neither. It was something with the E. I know that. Like
But
and
basically,
something.
these enemies, they had a lot of health. I mean, they were still easy to kill, but they had a lot of health compared to regular enemies. And I would shred through it with my magic potion, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Um, and they spawn basically like these tombs or these rocks that come up and damage you or block you. It was actually really cool.
I want to say it's an enclaver or encamper or something.
Neither of those ring a bell though.
No. But yeah, it would shoot random tombs around you. And so like you have to watch where he's spawning those things because if they get you, it does some serious damage.
Well, did you get those tombs that like those did you see those tombs that he would spawn that would like spawn flat down and then close in?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're like little they like bite you almost. It's like
Yeah,
a bear trap.
but basically I had this ability that it gives me strength and speed. And let me tell you, with those orange daggers, those frost daggers, I was I was tearing them apart.
Yeah, I mean, we can just go ahead and talk about the redstone golem boss, which one thing you need to be careful of is lava in that level. So do not walk on the lava. It will damage you.
Yes, we were fighting it, and Muffin here, he's like, "What's going on? Why am I getting hit?" I'm like,
Yeah,
"Bro, you're in the lava."
it was pretty bad. But luckily, Mulzak's magical legendary daggers and potion, like literally, I didn't even do anything. He just went up there and just cut that rock golem like it was butter.
Honestly, what I mean, without those daggers and without that potion, that fight probably would have taken like 3-4 minutes,
Oh, for sure.
and it was over in within 30 seconds.
Yeah. So
It,
great combo.
I'm definitely gonna keep that combination and hopefully get a better version of that potion. Imagine like an orange version of it.
What do you have? Do you have a green one right now, or?
Yes, I believe so.
Mm. Yeah, I will say legendary items don't spawn that often either because I have yet to find anything legendary. But you and Blue did
Yeah.
find legendary weapons in the beginning.
Yes, we did. Well, I got mine in the level 3 dungeon that we did. So that higher difficulty dropped it for me.
Yep.
It was from that Enderman. It's well, I think me and Blue both got it off of an Enderman.
Yeah, but I think Blue got it just off that first playthrough of the swamp.
Oh yeah, he did. It wasn't tier 3.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, loot is all random for everybody. Um, excuse me. Loot is random for everybody. Basically, you kill enemies, you open chests. You get to pick up whatever it drops you, and basically you get to build your own class. So like Stomach here or Muffin. I'm just gonna go back and forth between calling you your PlayStation name and Muffin. But
Yes.
Stomach here, he basically has like a ranged brute kind of, right? That's how
Yes.
you I mean, that's how I
That's a
would describe
perfect
it.
description, actually. Ranged brute.
So like he has fire arrows, fireworks. He has all this stuff for his bow, and he can just do massive amounts of damage with his bow. And me, I'm more of a healer type, close to range, I guess. I really want to get a better glaver because I can be more long ranged with that. But with my abilities, the strong potion ability, basically, it makes those up close and personal battles just like he said, melt like butter.
Well, you're like a healer slash like berserker almost, because you can just put in
Yeah,
that strength potion and tear through people, but then you also have all those healing artifacts to help the
that's
teammates out.
actually a great description. Healing berserker. No other game are you gonna hear that combination.
Right, right. I was about to say, like, there's some really cool combinations of classes here that you are just not going to get anywhere else.
And what I like is that the team behind Dungeons has said, we're not going to balance any of this stuff. If you get something overpowered, we want to see it.
That's exactly what we saw in our playthrough with that
Yeah,
combo you got.
that's what the team behind the game has said themselves. That if you get something overpowered, we want to see it. We don't want to nerf it or anything. This game is meant to feel fun and feel good, like you're actually doing something. So they said, if you're having fun and you're tearing stuff up, go for it.
That being said, though, like by going up in difficulties, we just went up one more difficulty, right, to level 3. Um, and it was very difficult. I mean, it wasn't. We got through the level, but when we got through that to that last boss, the cauldron. This is in swampy. This is in the swamp level, and
Yeah.
at level 3, it was literally unbeatable for us. Like it was that difficult.
If we would have had unlimited lives, we would have eventually been able to do it. But with just 3 lives and 2 of us, it was not going to happen.
Yeah, like you
It,
need some, and I think honestly, we need a third person for that.
I think honestly 4 would do it. I don't think 3. I don't think 3 we would be able to, but 4 maybe.
And you'd have to balance out your team for that boss on that level. Like you would need
Yeah.
somebody that can focus on healing the party, somebody that can go and just kind of have strong defense to fight the cauldron, and then somebody from range that can just do massive damage to those purple slimes that were just super high health, and then they just spawn like crazy.
Yeah, those what would you call them, like poison slimes?
Yeah, like purple poison slimes that shoot projectiles, because the regular
Because
slimes don't shoot.
the cauldron himself shoots out fire everywhere, but then he actually spawns those poison slimes, and those things have so much health.
Yeah, and there's tons of them, and they're not easy to
Ton.
kill. So we failed that.
Not the first time, just the second time around when we tried to do it harder.
Yeah. And even and you
Also,
had your potion at that point too. Like you
oh
had
yeah,
your
I did, and it's still like it just. Oof.
yeah.
But the game itself, I'm gonna point out here, the game itself, like you get your camp, and that's where you choose which dungeons and whatnot you want to go to. But as you progress through dungeons and progress in level, you get more merchants and more things added to the camp.
Yeah. So you start off with just a blacksmith, which at first it was kind of neat because I think we got some pretty interesting stuff on
For
there.
our levels.
Yeah, Boo got a pet, so that's kind of cool. But after a while, I felt like, because I put some money into that blacksmith and I wasn't getting anything interesting. So it's kind of low level tier stuff.
And then as we progressed, we unlocked the other merchant, which gives us what are they called again? Artifacts?
Yes.
Yeah, this merchant, it's like double the price as the blacksmith, but he gives us artifacts, and that is actually where we got most of our good stuff, isn't it? It's where you got
Well,
most of your good stuff.
I got the flaming arrows. I think I only did one purchase off of there, but I got flaming arrows, and that was a super helpful boost for me.
Mm-hmm. The flaming arrows, definitely, I could have equipped it, but I like my firework.
Yeah, I switched the firework to that harvester, which I like the harvester. You collect souls and it can do massive damage like around you. It does an explosion. But honestly, I'm going to go back to the firework. That firework for a common artifact is super useful.
Yeah, I really at least want to try to get a green firework, because I'm still using the one the game gave me. And that's saying something if it's still working at our level.
You just got cut off there. Do you want to repeat yourself?
Oh, yeah. I was saying that I'm still using the firework that the game gave us. So just imagine if we could get a higher one.
Right. I was about to say, like, it's common and it's doing so much damage. Like, I could only imagine how much damage a legendary one would do.
My only thought process is that okay, there's 3 different enchantment slots you can have on your armor, your weapon, and your what's it called? What's the third thing?
The
Bow.
bow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's 3 enchantment slots possible to get on those items. What happens when you reach a level where you have more points to spend than those 3 slots? I wonder if they're just used for like extra equipment later on.
Well,
Like
I
if
mean,
you
are
want
you
if
talking
you
about
want to have multiple
emeralds?
builds, I guess.
Are you talking about like the purple enchantment points?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you still got to level up each of those too. So I think you got to be pretty high to max out, every slot,
1,
every enchantment.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's 6 per slot. So 18 for a maxed out thing. Um with this game going at least level 50, I believe. I think that they give you extras just for if you want like different builds. That's my guess.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously you're going to get tired maybe playing with the same exact archetype that you've built, so you're going to want to switch it up, you know. So and that's the thing. I think that's why this game is just going to be providing so much content for such a long time, because you can change your class at any point just by switching up some of the equipment.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the things that just I love, honestly. Like, okay, so you can be this class without like there's no class system, but hey, if I want to be a brute, I could get the items to become one. If I want to be a mage, I can get the items to become one and just keep those in my inventory for when I want to do it or equip it.
I want to see some abilities that can make you into like an assassin type character. I haven't seen anything too
I
particular
haven't
yet.
seen anything. I mean, the only thing I could think of is maybe keep the daggers and then like an invisibility potion. But like as far and then the speed, I mean, if there's an item later on that can give you a invisibility buff plus a bunch of speed characteristics on your items and then you're running daggers, I mean maybe.
And that's the other thing too. There's consumables like such as just food, but also potions that enemies will drop. So it's like a temporary boost as well. So that you can get like the shadow potion, which makes you invisible. I've seen strength power up, speed power up. I don't know if you've seen any other ones, Mulzak, but
um I think that's all that I've seen. I was gonna ask you, did you ever read on the food descriptions? Because I never read them. I didn't even know what they did.
I didn't. I did notice that some healed more than others. So like a big apple, for example, gives more health than like a small apple. I think bread didn't give too much health, but like meat did. So I think just depending on what you eat, you can get more health out of it.
Hmm.
But I didn't actually read, no. So maybe who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even really want to take the time to read. Everything was so fast paced.
Yeah, it is very fast paced. Like you need to like before you move on to like the next little zone, pretty much like stop, look at what you have, But yeah, the game itself is super fast paced. Like we just flew through it.
Hmm. For $20, man, it's so worth it.
And you can already see as soon as you buy the game that they're going to have DOC, they're going to have islands available at some point. Even as we were playing, aside from the levels that you can see, there's like secret mini levels, which is what happened with the swamp level. We unlocked a swamp cave. And I don't know if you have to do
Mhm.
something particular to unlock that. Possibly, maybe we did something special. Maybe it not. Leave in the I was going to say leave in the
There was
comments.
something we did, but I cannot remember what it was.
Yeah, so let
Because
us
I
know.
remember us doing something specifically like triggering or activating something, and then it's like, hey, soggy cave unlocked.
Which is probably just from our own exploration, which is another thing too. Like, make sure you guys explore the map because there is little areas that are hidden in the map that like are the opposite direction of where you need to go. But with that, I will say too, sometimes it's kind of disappointing because there was some areas we went to and it was like just some emeralds at the end of it
Yeah.
or nothing there at all.
Yeah, but that is the part of exploration. Like, I mean, yeah, some dungeons are going to be good, some of them are going to be bad. It's just some are going to have dead ends. Soggy Cave, what was it? It was just like a mini little dungeon, wasn't it? It was like maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was super short, but I hope there's going to be more of those type of little secret dungeons.
Oh yes, I really do too. The What do you think we're over halfway done with the game? I think that we're getting pretty far, actually.
I would say we're about halfway.
Because if you look at the map, you can see all of the others that there are. But the thing is that we're not technically over halfway. We're just halfway done with the story. Once you beat the story, you unlock a new difficulty. You
Yep.
start over, and it's like a brand new game, basically. New bosses, new enemies, new loot. And then you beat it again, and it unlocks another difficulty. So
Yes.
from everything that I've read, easily there's supposed to be 50 hours worth of content.
And even from our own playthrough, when we redid the swampy level from the beginning on that tier 3 difficulty, it was a whole new map. Like it was way different.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I believe every time you load in, it's different. I believe. Unless it's tied to like the difficulty, but from what I have read from streamers, I believe. Sorry, Dion. I believe that every time you load it up, it's different.
Yeah, and even if it is just a difficulty, like there was like 10 different difficulties, I think, for each one or something.
Oh yeah. And that's not even the new difficulty, like after you beat the game. That's just the base.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So
like imagine imagine if we beat the story and it makes us okay, you have to train up to get to that 10th difficulty before you can do damage in the new difficulty. Does that make sense?
yeah. There's going to be a
Uh,
lot of playthrough on this.
yeah, there's going to be a lot, and I have a feeling that we barely touched the surface on loot. Like I honestly believe once we beat the story and everything, loot is just going to change the game after that.
And it's only $20, you guys. That's crazy. Like I had so much fun. This is honestly from all the games I've purchased for the price point, I've had the most fun with this game.
Yeah, I definitely 100% am going to platinum this game.
That's going to be
Because
a task to undertake.
I haven't read the trophies yet, but I am a what I like to call trophy whore. I like trophies. I like to get them. And
Well,
if I'm
I'm
going to be putting
actually
that much time into the game, I'm definitely going to get the platinum trophy.
so I'm looking at the trophies right now.
Mm-hmm.
Some things to expect here that are ultra rare. Reaching level 50. Nobody's done that yet. Still at 0%.
Okay. So I'm guessing that yeah, level 50 is the max.
This one's interesting. Nom nom. Eat 200 food items. 0.1% have completed that already.
I'm definitely going to 100% be playing for a few hours this afternoon.
Yeah, so check this out. 0% have completed this, defeating the Arch Illager on Apocalypse difficulty. So you have to unlock the second difficulty and then Apocalypse and then beat the Arch Illager. That's
So
going to be a hard
people
one.
have actually done that?
No one's done that yet. It's still at
Okay,
0.
I thought you said someone had made it there already.
That would be insane. Yeah, I'd be like, this dude like must have had it like pre-beta if he's going to be able to do that.
That's yeah, because anyone that doesn't understand, you have to beat the game on normal difficulty. Then you have to unlock the second difficulty, play through it there, and then you unlock the last difficulty.
Nobody has maxed out and geared up their equipment yet. So this is 3 enchantment slots upgraded to level 3.
Really? Nobody's done that?
Nobody's done that.
I'm like maybe 10 levels away from doing that.
Really? For all 3 enchantment slots, level 3?
Yeah.
Well, then you need to get on that. You might be the first person.
I'm not even. I mean, okay, let me see. I think I'm like actually 5 levels off of that because you need, like I said, 18. You just gotta be level 18.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Huh. Okay, I'm
Well,
gonna get on that.
you also need an item that has 3 enchantment slots available, though. Do you
Oh,
have
you're
that?
talking about all 3
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, I forgot all about that. Yeah. You're talking about all 3 slots at level 3
Exactly.
for
Yeah.
all 3 items or just 1 item?
Um, equip a gear set. Oh, a gear set. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's
The
just
That's my question. I wonder, is it talking about 1 item or is it talking about the sword or I mean the weapon, the cloak, and then the bow, all of them?
I don't know. It's the kind of the wording isn't really clear on that because it says gear set. So I'm assuming by set that would include your bow, your
Mhm.
armor, and your sword or weapon.
Yeah, I would too.
Here's another interesting one that's 0%. Apparently, there are artifacts that can summon a wolf, a llama, or an iron golem as an ally.
Oh, I
And
would like the
nobody's done
Iron
that.
Golem.
Yeah, no one's done that either yet.
Or imagine summoning a llama and it spits at enemies. That would be amazing.
Oh, that's
Uh,
hilarious. Yeah, so those are kind of the only ultra rare ones that no one's completed yet.
okay, so is it like how many trophies in total?
In total, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 22, 23, 24, 25. 24,
Twen-
and then you unlock the platinum after that.
That's not bad, honestly. I mean, I expected like 50.
Yeah, and a lot of these look pretty simple, but those ultra rares are definitely going to take a little bit before someone gets to them.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else to cover before we wrap it up?
I mean, the bosses that we fought so far was the Golem, that one dude that summons the tombstones. We had
Mhm.
the
The
Cauldron,
Enderman.
the Enderman. Yeah, I think that's about it for bosses that we've fought so far.
We've covered the weapons. We covered enchantments. Um, we covered how the camp changes.
Yep, we've covered the difficulties, the levels changing based off of difficulties, or just I think every time you respawn, possibly. We have to check that out, I guess.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that. Uh, I am curious to know if we're going to get more merchants as the game goes, or even if we go to a new difficulty, if we're going to get more merchants then too.
Well, I do know based off of my exploration of the camp, there's definitely some areas that seem like they're going to open up to something.
Yeah, I've noticed that it looks like that a little bit.
Oh, that's another thing too. I'll explore your camp after every mission because what happened was is when you first start the game, there's a chest of 50 emeralds. And I think after like our third or fourth mission, we found another chest appear on the left side of the camp with
Hmm.
50 emeralds.
And when you get a new merchant, it'll be very apparent the first time because he was just right in front of the blacksmith. But I'm wondering if, like, later on, we'll get a new merchant that's like off to the side and you won't know about him unless you actually go look.
Yeah, or like maybe something inside of the house even because right now it's just like a empty house. There's nothing going on in there.
Or I wonder if there's going to be maybe a merchant that can change the enchantments on your weapons.
Ooh, yeah, because right now you can't. You have to basically you can salvage your weapon and get the enchantment back, but once you enchant your weapon with something, you can't change it back. So make
Hmm.
sure if you're enchanting something and you're going to be using that weapon for a while that you're like 100% sure that's what you want.
Or say like you haven't enchanted it yet, but you want a different set of enchantments to try to get that god roll. I wonder if they'll have like something where you can change the enchantments to choose from.
Mhm. Mhm. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, like if you like your weapon but you don't necessarily like the enchantments that
Because
are
see,
attached.
in Minecraft, you have the enchantment table, and you can put the say sword into it. It'll give you a list of 3 different enchantments. If you don't like any of them, you can pick it up and put it back in for a different set.
Yeah.
So it would make sense if they had something similar.
Yeah, that would make sense. I'm sure they'll have something like that. But in general, I think the best part of this game so far is just not knowing what's to come next, because it feels like every time we did a new level, like there was new types of enemies, from the
Mhm.
spawners to that one guy summoning the tombstones. Like it just keeps
Something new.
getting better, something new. Yeah.
Every moment there's something new. And honestly, who knows what to expect out of the DLCs either.
Right, right. Yeah,
Um,
I think it's
I'm
gonna depend
hoping,
on, how well it does. But yeah.
yeah. Well, they've said if the community plays and there's enough support in the game, then they want to continue this like Minecraft is. Just keep adding free and paid content. So, we have the Hero Edition, which is $10, or $10 extra, but they also want to add free DLC, like free dungeons and free content.
Hmm.
So the team behind this, I feel like, is very passionate about the game, and as long as everyone's here to play it, it's gonna keep getting better.
Yeah, I actually read about this game. I want to say like a month ago. It was on one of the Game Informer issues where they had a whole section about it. And just reading about them, they all love to play Diablo, so they were just like, we need to create like a Minecraft Diablo, and that's kind of where they got the inspiration for this game.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, like, I almost went under my radar. Like, I almost forgot it was even going to come out. Luckily, Mulzak, being a huge Minecraft fanatic, brought it up to the Discord group saying, "Hey, this Minecraft Dungeon's coming out," and I was like, "Oh, I almost forgot about
You
that." So
have to remember, like, this is a big deal. It's a new Minecraft IP. It
I
is
didn't think it was gonna be a big deal, but now I see why it is such a big deal.
because it has the Minecraft name on it. Minecraft has been around since I was a teenager. Like, Minecraft has been around since I was 12,
And it's
and now
still being played.
kids that are 12 now are still playing it.
Yeah.
It's just like, I mean, it's went through generations. That's how big the Minecraft name is. And now we're getting a new one. And Mojang is how it's supposed to be said. Sorry, but Mojang. Mojang rebranded their name to Mojang Studios. So I truly think they're going to be starting to put out more Minecraft games. That's
I
my
hope
opinion.
so. I mean, I know they've done some stuff with like even Telltale in the past,
And that
collaborations.
was a really fun game.
I never actually did that one, but
If you
I'm
like
sure it was
story
good.
games, I recommend it. Especially after playing dungeons, you'll see the mobs and everything a little more, and I think that you'll like it.
Yeah.
Again, anything else that we didn't cover?
I
Because
think for the first playthrough, I think we just went through everything. I mean, at least for the
yeah,
first 3 hours of the game.
yeah. Everything that we know and everything that we thought. Yeah, I think we covered everything. I mean, it was a good 40-minute talk.
Yeah, here's a good question for you though. I didn't actually listen to the podcast yet, but you guys were talking about your expectations, like what you'd expect for Minecraft Dungeons.
Mhm.
Did it reach those expectations? And were there some things that you were hoping for that you haven't seen in this playthrough yet?
Everything that we said, honestly, it's lived over my expectations. Honestly. The only thing that I mentioned that it has not hit yet in that episode is, like I mentioned to you earlier, I want like 10 to 15 player boss battles.
Mm-hmm.
Like a raid, basically. Because I used to play games that were in the same format on PC, and it would be like an MMO to where you were always around 15 to 50 players, and you would do like these big boss battles. And this just feels like one of those. It's not 8-bit, but it reminds me of one of those 8-bit MMOs,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense. Like, there was one I cannot remember the name of, but it was on Steam. And actually, let me open my Steam while I'm on my computer, and I could probably tell you the name of it. But it was basically this big 8-bit game that was an MMO, and you went around killing monsters and killing bosses. Literally dungeons. Like, it's the same exact thing. I'm looking through my list right now to see if I can find it.
First thing that comes to my mind would be like something like World of Warcraft, but
no. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess you could say that. Thought I just saw it.
I will say, being a first time Minecraft player, the thing that always got to me was like the graphics. I always thought like, oh, they're just like pixelated. It's like something from the 90s, But I will say it's just its own little design, and I like it. I thought the maps were really well done.
Yeah, if you don't like Minecraft or you've never played a Minecraft, don't compare it to Minecraft because it is its own game.
Yeah.
It is its own game with its own story, its own gameplay, everything. I'm not seeing it, sadly. I thought it was called like 8-Bit Hero or something, but I don't see it in here, sadly. But basically, it's a free to play game on Steam. I'll have to look for it and tell you about it later. But yeah, it reminds me a lot of those 8-bit MMOs is what I was trying to get at.
Gotcha.
Like RuneScape. That's a good one.
Okay, RuneScape. I got you. Yeah,
That's not the one I was
that.
thinking. That's not the one I was thinking of, but yeah, RuneScape is a good one. But I think we had a good 45-minute talk. I think that we covered everything.
Yeah, I think this was a great little podcast for those of you that are considering, entering Minecraft Dungeons, trying it out.
Final verdict for what we played, right out of 10.
I give it, honestly, I don't want to make it like, but yeah, I'd say 10 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun.
So far, and until I beat the game, I'm going to say a 9.5 out of 10.
Well, for thus far, I would give it a 10 out of 10.
Because from what I've heard, actually, the end, like I have not had anything spoiled to me, but the story, the actual end of the story, is really good.
Well, I guess
from what I've been told. But yeah, go ahead and plug in your YouTube.
Yeah, so guys, if you want to see us play through this, I'm going to be doing like an episodic series on this game. So, we'll have episode 1 hopefully out by tomorrow morning, if not today in the evening, showing us go through that first level, our first impressions. And I'll just be continuing to release an episode based off of each level that we do. So tune into that. My YouTube is Angry Muffin. That's youtube.com/Angry Muffin. So check us out on there.
Yeah, and you can find me on Twitter at Mulzak1234 and Twitch, the Mulzak Gaming. And I just want to take a moment to say thank you, everybody, because 200 views in 6 episodes. I'm blown away. That's amazing. So just keep sharing, keep following, keep liking. We're now on YouTube. So we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, YouTube, and hopefully Pandora. They take forever to accept podcasts. I've had a request for Pandora since May 7th.
Wow.
So yeah, it's been a while. Everyone else accepted it within the week. So I think that from what I've seen, Pandora might actually take the serious time to listen to everything you've put out.
Mm-hmm.
And we keep adding content. So I mean, hopefully it'll look good on us. But thank you for sharing. Continue to share. We don't have Xotic to bring in his musical talent to the end of this episode. I'm really sad about that.
I'll do a jingle.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for listening to this podcast. And if you want to join us, then go to Forces of Strategy Discord group and we can Minecraft together forever.
Nice. And I will add, since he just said that, message me on Twitter or Twitch, whichever, like I said, and you can get the link to the Discord, because we have a community of about 100 people now. We're growing a little bit.
I also add that link to my YouTube video descriptions as well. So if you guys come look at the description, you can also go and join us through that.
And I really had a fun with this talk. So, yeah.
All right. Well, talk to you later.
I'll see you guys later.